Results are in. It is election night in southern Colorado, and several issues and local races are on the ballot tonight.
Yeah, let's get you right to the results. And one of the biggest issues in our area, potholes. People in Colorado Springs will see a 0.62% sales tax increase over the next 5 years to pay to fix roads. Voters passed issue 2C with 65% of the vote.
And Pueblo voters supported renewing the half-cent sales tax for jobs. That measure passed by 61%. But Pueblo voters did not agree with raising taxes for a new jail. That measure failed. 56% of people voted against raising taxes.
And in the only statewide issue on the ballot, Colorado voters chose to let the state keep $66 million in marijuana taxes. Most of that money will go to school construction. And we have live team coverage all over southern Colorado tonight.
Michelle San Miguel is covering all of the Pueblo races, and Eric Fink is following the statewide Proposition BB.
Let's get things started, though, with KRDO News Channel 13's Rana Novini. She is live in Colorado Springs. And Rana, Mayor John Suthers says the passage of 2C will go a long way to fix the streets.
Yeah, that's right, James and Heather. Mayor Suthers says if 2C didn't pass, options would be very limited to fix roads like here on 8th Street. And he says he's pleased to see that tonight voters agree with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to report that Colorado Springs is moving again.
A new tax is never easy to pass, but when it comes to fixing roads in Colorado Springs, voters are loud and clear.
I think the message that the voters sent tonight is a very important one.
Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers says the tax will not only make a dent in fixing the infrastructure, it will send a message to prospective businesses.
The citizens of this community are investing in our critical public infrastructure.
One of the biggest opponents of 2C comes from inside City Hall, a Colorado Springs City Councilwoman who says the mayor is lying.
I'm against 2C for mainly, I believe the money is being diverted to the arena, the downtown arena.
Last month, we sat down with Councilwoman Helen Collins. Though she's been a staunch opponent of 2C, she didn't return our request for an interview after the vote.
The critics are absolutely wrong, and frankly, I think the voters know that.
Colorado Springs is, as you know, is a great city, and it deserves a great mayor, and we have a great mayor.
With most of council at his side, Suthers says voters can expect a lot of orange cones in the coming years.
As I have said many times, my vision as your mayor is that we continue to build a city that matches our scenery. Tonight, we've taken a huge step in that direction. Thank you so much.
And Suthers says he is committed to being transparent about the use of this tax money. He says it's the city auditor's job to make sure that money goes towards what the voters intended. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Rana Novini, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, Rana, thanks so much. And Colorado Springs voters also chose to raise taxes to improve area trails. Issue 2D passed in a clean sweep here. 71% of you voting yes on this. The one-time tax means the average home will pay an extra $11 to improve 8 trails in Colorado Springs.
Well, voters will let the state keep the marijuana taxes, despite that error that forced the government to refund, that may have forced the government to refund the money to taxpayers and pot growers. KRDO News Channel 13's Eric Fink has been tracking the numbers on Prop BB all night. Joins us live with results and reaction.
Well, James, it was very clear where this one was going right after the polls closed at 7 o'clock. This is a big win for schools. More than 2/3 of Colorado voters decided that $40 million of that $66 million in pot taxes should go towards school construction. And while the measure passed by a wide margin, not everyone I spoke with was happy.
I voted for the money to go to the schools.
Why?
We need to improve our schools. We need to be ranked better in our school systems.
My opinion and stuff is let the money go back to the taxpayers versus going to the schools. I think they can find other avenues that they could pull the money for schools.
Now, while $40 million of the pot taxes will go towards school construction, $12 million will be dedicated to marijuana education for our kids. The remaining money is yet to be allocated. And it's also a win for Governor John Hickenlooper. He was a big proponent of BB. He voted yes, and I spoke with KRDO political analyst Josh Dunn. He called it exactly like it went. He said most times when schools are on the ballot, voters come out in support of those measures. We're live tonight. Eric Fink, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, thank you, Eric. Pueblo County voters don't want to foot the bill for a new jail. 56% of voters rejected a 1-cent tax increase to build a jail. KRDO News Channel 13's Michelle San Miguel broke the news to the sheriff, and she continues our team coverage. Michelle, the sheriff says he's disappointed, but he's not giving up here.
Yeah, even though voters shot down this tax increase, the sheriff plans to ask voters a similar question next year. Under Sheriff J.R. Hall believes the main reason the tax initiative failed is because there was no money spent on promoting it. Had it passed, the money would have gone primarily to build a jail, as well as to turn the current jail into a drug rehab center and to give employees a raise. I toured the jail just a few months ago. Deputies pointed out the current jail is overcrowded and needs several upgrades, including $4 million in new plumbing. I asked the undersheriff, why not fix the current jail instead of building a new one?
You know, that may be an option. The problem is the cost. The cost per maintenance is about $12 to $15 per square foot of this building, and in a new building it'd be $6. But so eventually the cost of a new building would be outweighed by the cost of trying to fix this old building.
Voters rejected a tax increase for a jail, but they did support renewing the half-cent sales tax for jobs. That measure passed by 61%. That means the half-cent sales tax will stay in place until December of 2021. Reporting live in Pueblo, Michelle San Miguel, KRDO News Channel 13.
Thanks, Michelle. Also in Pueblo tonight, 3 new city school district board members were elected. Barb Clemente got the most votes with 21%, followed by Frank Latino and Bobby Gonzalez. Incumbent board member Mike Colucci did not get enough votes to get back on the board. And 4 seats were up for grabs on Pueblo City Council. Council members chosen tonight are Lori Winter, incumbent Chris Nickel, Larry Atencio, and Ray Aguilera. And there are many other local races across southern Colorado. We have them all covered. You can see the results at the bottom of your screen and over at our website, krdo.com.